Welcome back, MTG Joe here. Today we're going to be trying out a new deck in Timeless. So this list here is a human tribal list. It's been putting up a fairly high win rate, 65% over 190 games from Diamond to Mythic rank, and it's just a whole bunch of human synergy. Esper Sentinel as tax effects, Avacyn's Pilgrim as ramp, Charming Prince to rebuy or enter the battlefield effects, or in a pinch just gain you some life. Thalia's Lieutenant buffs up our team in itself. Dennick is Graveyard Hate, Lifelink, and then just two bodies in one. Lavinia shuts down Show and Tell. It shuts down things like Treasure Cruise Delve, things of that nature. Juggernaut Peddler's Thoughtseize, Extraction Specialist to rebuy our stuff. Kitesail Larcenist as removal. Reflector Mage as tempo play removal. And then Kudro as Graveyard Hate, a Lord effect, and removal in itself. We're playing 16 Soul Lands. They all tap for humans, give us that value. Notably, Ancient Tomb can only use the mana to cast creatures, so you can't activate abilities with it, notably. Razorverge Thicket. The other consideration I was having was tweaking the mana base slightly, dropping the Ziggurat, playing a couple Shock Lands, and then playing a couple Mutavaults. That's a consideration there. Other things when we play the games we want to see is Meddling Mage better than Lavinia. Something to think about there. Additionally, Knight Errant of Eos or Inquisitor Captain as your kind of card advantage engine is something to also consider in that spot. So we're going to play some games, see how it is, and then decide if we want to tweak after we play some games. But I'm really interested to try to run this into like the various show and tell style strategies and see if it actually has some legs. And then how it plays against like the other decks in the format. While you can really like build a deck to hate on one deck, at the end of the day, you're not guaranteed to play that deck every time. So how does it kind of play out in practicality? But let us go, let us see. And so notably, Lavinia is only non-creature spells, so it doesn't stop Titan of being cast out of the Titan field decks with castles. So you don't get that cost reduction. I had to double check on that. But again, like Meddling Mage has some text in that that matchup as well. So we'll play it out, see how it is. First opponent. No companion. We got the Lavinia line. We have that. So probably fine. Opponent goes first. I actually think I'm going to mulligan. This is pretty dead. And just the way our lines are set up, I can't cast Kudro anyways. Okay, I think we keep this. We'll put a Kudro away. This is a little bit of my concern with so many legendaries. Alright, human. This could be show and tell. It's show and tell. So best case for the first match. We can go General Kudro here. Gives us a nice little boost. I'm just gonna play Kudro here. While they get Atraxa, I can just bounce the Atraxa itself. Okay, so they didn't find another copy. They have Beseech, they have Utopia Sprawl, but I do have the tempo elements with Reflector Mage. There was like a play to flash this in, but I think it's fine. We also just get to continue eating at their graveyard here. So we'll name human here. So you actually have answers to both effects, and then they can't recast that. So I can Thalia's Lieutenant. If we hit a land, I can Thalia's Lieutenant and Charming Prince, so we get double that value there. So even with them just turn 3 Atraxaing perfectly on curve, we also had the option, if needed to, we could have sacked a couple humans. So even if we did like Thalia's Lieutenant this, or just sacked, like played this, sacked it, kind of gone that route there. But opponents in shambles. They were told that their deck was tier 0, S tier. With a little Lavinia that could. Turns out when your deck has no interaction. Okay, see ritual. So they do pay here. All right. Here's my reflector mage. All right, we done here, friend? Man, reflector mage was such a house in standard. Okay, so they're playing like super necro potents, like jamming all the combos. All right. This Lavinia card may be something. So opponent double sorry. So my dog is hanging out by the front window. It's garbage day, and the garbage man just dropped the garbage loudly. She's protecting the honor of this household, which you gotta take. So as we queue up this next game, you see at the top right hand corner, we are trying to hit 15,000 subs on the channel. If you do enjoy Magic the Gathering content, greatly appreciated. If you can, drop a follow, a sub, like the video, all help with the algorithm. We'll keep this. I'm probably gonna lead Sentinel depending on what they play. Together once upon a time. So this is Sultai Natural Order, most likely. Nope, just playing that as another threat. So Sentinel. Probably just doing this turn. I'm curious to see like in this matchup. I think this one's going to be worse because like they can natural order, but they still get the Titan for value, which will kind of suck. Let's go human. I'm just going to scry here. I think reflector mage is fine. I do want to lord at some point. Oh, this is the Winota deck. Never mind. So they get rid of Agent. They will get Winota to hand. Fortunately, I can't get rid of Paradise Druid this turn. They play Beseju. Yeah, so we're gonna go human here. So I could tempo play them that way there. It's Kitesail Larcenist. I could bounce this to hand, but it doesn't really give me an attack this turn. It lets them reset for the turn. If they Winota, they only get one trigger there, which could be the Agent. I could Reflector Mage, bounce the Huntsmaster, but I don't really want to give him the extra shot, so I think we're just going to get rid of that. it's one less. It technically lets them potentially hardcast. I don't really care about Boromir. I'm gonna do that because like Extraction Specialist comes back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I guess they had it last turn too. So I can get back my Charming Prince and then get back my Esper Sentinel. So we'll exile and then get it back that way there. So we just kind of rebuild our board. We're a Lord from kind of going off. They're also Winota from hitting us pretty hard. Another Druid. They have Provoker. Mana abilities don't get shut off. I think this turn we're just gonna go bounce the Boromir. It lets me just kind of do a nice alpha attack here. I'm really curious, like, what they ended up searching. Like, you'd think you'd just get Winota based on the composition of that board. So here, I'm at 0, we'll get rid of you. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. So I think we're just going to play Lavinia as an additional threat. We can't kill him this turn, so we'll do this. Now, they're Winota away from just ripping. They can hit a couple agents. Hopefully they miss here. One miss. Okay, so they hit one agent here. So not blocking. So they have 2 blockers, and then I have enough damage. Alright. Big dumb human beats. Just big dumb human beating. 2-0. Again, I think I want Meddling Mage. Like, Lavinia won us that first one, but Meddling Mage also wins us that first one. We'll give it one more with that. I just think like the Lavinias don't do much outside of show and tell, where Meddling Mage, at least you could just name incidental things, kind of throw them off curve. Especially Meddling Mage with all the bounce effects plays really nice. So they're on Luris, creature deck. See how we play into a Bowmaster meta. Would have preferred to be on the play. This is burn. Bobble. Ragavan. So, lack of removal. They will have likely the burn for this Esper Sentinel, which is going to be kind of annoying. We will probably go dennick as the subsequent play. I will snap on this. Could still be Grixis Delver, could be just Rakdos mid. Yeah, so it's Breach Storm. Yeah, so that's an easy trade there. Just not being able to get this Lavinia down in time is kind of annoying. So they've seen this one. We do want to be mindful of Bolt. Like dennick here. Dennick's got a lot of upside. I can kudro next turn. That lets me play around Bolt. Okay, so they go Luris here. Also just try to outpace them on life gain here. Next turn I have double spell, which is nice. And I can also just reset their Luris if needed. Okay, so they target dennick. I can exile 2 cards from the yard. So we are going to prioritize, I think, hitting the removal in lieu of Breach. Could have another piece here. Okay, so they can't cast Bauble. The first one we're going to hit is the Stitcher Supplier, and then I'm going to take the Dark Ritual. They typically only play 2 fatal pushes. This could be Bowmaster. Probably shouldn't have attacked there. Because if they had Bowmaster, they would have had enough. Okay, so they mulled over their other... Okay, so they actually missed the line here. They had a chance to kill. They opted not to. Which I think kudro in this matchup, you do want to maybe kill it. We will want to take out the Stitcher Supplier. No blocks. Okay, I cast Luris. We counter that. Very nicely done. So here, I think we get rid of the Stitcher Supplier. We'll bounce that. Gotten that way. All right, Hate Bears. Doing their hateful things. You really do not climb much in best of 1. Like, I'm curious now just looking at this. We won 3 games in a row? And we went from 97% to 97%. Give this one more shot, see how it plays out. Oh, we went from 97 to 98. So we'll see how this one plays out. One more game. Apparently they're just doing spoilers at Chicago. I think we're getting fetches in this, the rest of the fetches in this format. All right, go first. I think with the composition of this hand, because we're on the play, I do want the Avacyn's Pilgrim line. Not sure if they said hello, but we're gonna give them a hello just to be friendly. Deafening Silence. You know it doesn't do anything against a deck full of non-creatures. Go human. I think we're just gonna go Sentinel. Thalia's Lieutenant. Just start bringing the beats. Yeah, we're getting the remaining Bloodstained Mires in there, Flooded Strand, so see if we get the full set. The new Emrakul was just released, hot off the press. Okay, so we can't play that for the turn, which is kind of annoying. I think we just build up our board. And then kind of go from there. We'll take a look at the new Emrakul after this. It's got Madness, which is pretty sweet. Let's go human. I have access to 5 mana. I think we're just playing the Lord and chunking in. I mean, they could have Swords to Plowshare here. I'm not gonna attack with this in case they have swords. They can just eat one of my things. Fragment. So we get a card draw. And then Containment Priest actually stops it, which is kind of gnarly. Still a big chunk of damage in. We can also Reflector Mage, bounce it, and then bounce if they play a second creature. Cool, so we go Reflector Mage, bounce Redain, just power it up, smack in, kick their ass that way. So the deck, we just bet up on people. New Emrakul, World Anew. So it is, whenever you cast a spell, gain control of all creatures target player controls, flying protection spells, and from permanents that were cast this turn. And when it leaves the battlefield, sacrifice all creatures you control. Madness pays 6 colorless mana. That's a weird one. Interesting for sure. But gonna wrap this one up. This deck kind of kicked ass, slapped. Let me know what you think. Catch you next time.